So the title says it all. I, 27 years old, have been with my partner, 27 years old. For 3 years, we have a baby, almost one and own a house together, but I don't love him anymore. Our relationship started quick. I had just come out of an on-again, off-again entanglement that was mainly sexual. My ex moved to another city, so I decided to join a dating site to find another casual partner. A week later, I began dating my now partner. I can open admit I did not want anything serious. He spent a few days at my house with me, back when I was living with my mom. I went to work one morning. He was supposed to leave later on that day, but after having a conversation with my mom, she asked him why he was leaving and suggested he stayed. He never left after that. A little over a year later, I fell pregnant. I have openly said that if she had not had asked him to stay, I would have ended up ghosting him. So me and my partner have had many disagreements and arguments over the years, and I remember the day I fell out of love with him. We had went away for the weekend for our first anniversary. He had a little too much to drink and began speaking badly towards myself. When we returned home after our trip, I made a pros and cons list my phone of reasons why we should be together. There was about 2 pros and 10 cons. Our anniversary is in the same month as Christmas, and with him living at mine, I thought it'd be best to wait until after Christmas to end my relationship. Christmas Day came. He gave me a present I really wanted and did not expect. This led to some spontaneous time in the bedroom. 3 weeks later, I found out I was pregnant. I cried. I wanted this baby so badly, but I didn't want him. We spoke about our issues and problems and agreed we would stay together and be a family as we both come from broken families. So before I fell pregnant, about 10 months into our relationship, a man I was speaking to during lockdown messaged me randomly, and we began to speak on a regular basis. We had only met once before. Nothing happened, just chatted. I wouldn't speak to him about my problems in my relationship and just fantasize about being with him. When I found out I was pregnant, I explained that I was going to try make my relationship work, and we remained friends and would speak every day. I tried to make clear boundaries, but we both knew we wanted to be with each other. Fast forward almost 2 years, we still speak every day. No longer friendly conversations, but only romantic. While I was pregnant, I had bought a house with my partner and was trying to make a family, but deep down I knew I didn't want to be with my partner. Last month I caved and drove 2 hours to his house where I spent the night. Best night of my life. I've fallen in love with this man. Me and my partner are in the process of selling our house due to other reasons, and he had planned for us to buy another house together. I don't want that. I have told him that I don't want to be in this relationship anymore, and that once the house sells, we should go our separate ways and co-parent. He does not want to do that and was begging for one last chance. I told him that I will decide what I want to do once the house sells. A part of me wants that stable family for my child, but my heart wants something else. I know I will never let the other man go. I think about him all the time. Edit. A lot of negative comments. They don't bother me. I'm grown enough to handle my own and know what I'm doing is wrong. My 3-year relationship is not perfect, not happy, and I've tried to leave this situation many times. I'm not going to sit here and slate my partner. He's the father of my child. But there are things that I don't wish to share about why we don't work together. As for leaving him, I've tried many times. I've packed my bags and went to leave. He's taken my suitcase and physically stood in front of the door and stopped me from leaving. He's threatened to take my child away from me if I left him. He has told me I can leave, but he will keep the house and the child. I am not trying to justify what I'm doing, just trying to paint a bigger picture. I'm going to do what I want to do regardless. I just wanted to vent to strangers on the internet to get it off my chest. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and like, and now next story. I caught my boyfriend cheating on me with my best friend during her birthday. I, 23 years old, met my boyfriend, 24 years old, 2 years ago, and we have been dating for 1 year. Until now, our relationship has been healthy, but it wasn't until recently I have noticed a slight difference in my boyfriend. He had been acting more protective of his stuff, like asking me why I was using his phone to search something. I didn't really mind, but it did make me slightly suspicious. My best friend, 23 of 4 years, had her birthday recently and invited me, my boyfriend, and 5 other friends to go out to a carnival since she wanted to do something a little different. We all arrived there at 10 a.m. and had a great time. After being at the carnival for 5 hours, we were preparing to leave to go to a restaurant when my best friend had to go to the bathroom and my other friends decided to get some snacks or go on one more ride. Me and my boyfriend were together waiting to get some cotton candy when he said that he was going to get some chips from another stall. I didn't mind and he left. After a couple minutes, I got the cotton candy, so I decided to go to the food stall he said he was going to, but he wasn't there. I was walking around a bit to see if I could find him and walked by 3 photo booths that showed the people inside on a little screen outside of the photo booth taking their photos when I noticed familiar faces. It took me a few seconds, but then I realized my boyfriend and best friend were having a full-on makeout session in there. I felt absolutely shocked and betrayed by them. I broke into silent tears, but I immediately decided I wasn't going to let them get away with this, so I recorded them as evidence while crying and went to the bathroom after recording them and cried for what felt like hours. They made me feel so stupid and naive. But after around 10 minutes, I calmed myself down and headed back to the place where most of the food stalls were. 2 minutes later, my boyfriend comes with a smile on his face and the chips and said that there was a long line. I did my best to smile back and act okay. Then me and my friends went to the restaurant and ordered our food. I felt so broken inside and hated pretending like everything was fine and like nothing had happened between them. After 3 hours, EV1 left and went home. Now I want to gather more evidence of my boyfriend and best friend cheating, and I want to find out a way confront them the best way possible. If anyone has any ideas, please let me know and I will update soon. Update. It has been over a day, and after reading comments, I decided to send a video to friends and family, enuding my now ex-boyfriend and ex-best friend's family. I explained to all of them me and my boyfriend are broken up because of obvious reasons. His family and hers have apologized to me, and most of our friends have taken my side and blocked him and her. I have blocked them both on all social medias and their numbers and emails so they cannot contact me. My favorite part about this is that he lives in my apartment because him and his family aren't on good terms. While I sent the video to EV1, he was also at his friend's house. Yes, I know he was at my ex-best friend's house, and he came back after getting my message breaking up with him to see his stuff and outside of the apartment. Thank you for the advice, everyone. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and like, and now next story. I broke up with my serial cheating GF of 4 years but feel bad. Hello all. This is a throwaway account for obvious purposes. Long story, so bear with me. My ex-GF, now 26 and I 26, officially broke up about 2 months ago now. I caught her cheating again. Not for the first or second time, but the last time I caught her. My GF and I had a very deep relationship. I moved her out of her hometown to my hometown. She ended up not being my family's favorite, and it created a lot of problems with our relationship. Things were always great between us two, but then anything involving my family would create the biggest drama between us two. She was later then forced to go back home due to her medical issues, and we were once again in an LDR. Throughout our relationship, there were many red flags where I would catch her trying to do things behind my back, but I always thought I can just control it, and there would be no next time. I would catch her talking to men that I did not know, and it was not simple conversations. It was pretty intimate at times, and I never understood why I stayed. Before I caught her for the last time, she emotionally cheated on me countless of times, but I stayed, and I paid the price. She was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and severe depression early on in our relationship. I would take time off work to care for her, and in the course of all this, I ruined my life. I got fired from important jobs, I gained weight, my mental health diminished, my finances took a shit because I paid for her ketamine treatments and other medications. I mean, my life took a turn and I lost myself. I still tried and I vouched to be there always for her through thick and thin. She moved back home, and even more health issues were found. She had thyroid cancer, and it was undetected for so long, but they finally found it. I was a good boyfriend and paid for anything she needed prior to her getting told she would need surgery. About 2 weeks after this information, I ended up visiting her at her mother's house for Mother's Day, and she was acting suspicious. So I decided to watch closely as she has acted similarly in the past when doing wrong things. That night I had a gut feeling to check her phone and did. That is when I found everything. She finally did the ultimate betrayal of physically cheating on me with another man. I packed up everything that night and I decided to leave. I drove in the middle of the night back home and knew this was the last time. She pleaded and begged for weeks for one last chance, and I almost gave in. This time I stood my ground, and I told her that this was the last chance she got, and she fucked it up. She was still begging and crying for days. I heard her out and still helped her move out of her mother's house out of love. Today marks 2 months since I walked away. I feel terrible and I cry for her sometimes. Not because I am hurt that she cheated on me, nor cry because I want to be with her, but because of all her issues that she is dealing with on her own. Her own family and friends are the worst support group for her. Her friends encouraged her relapse of cocaine usage. She drinks every day now, smokes weed every day, and drowns in her sorrows. I pray for her daily and wish her the best. I don't hate her, and I appreciate the love she was able to give to me for 4 years to the best of her ability. I am just one big fucking mess about her doing this on her own, and I feel absolutely shitty. I never cheated. She had a promise ring, and I was actually planning on proposing. Like I was that devoted to her even after all that. I was stupid for allowing these many incidents to happen. I know it's my fault in a sense for allowing her to commit that many mistakes and still taking her back, but now I feel bad for leaving. I will not go back, but how do I move on from this? How do I manage to successfully block her and closing that chapter with a padlock? TLDR, I broke up with XGF now because she cheated on me. I broke up with her and now I feel bad because of all her health issues. She doesn't have anyone, and I feel responsible for her life going downhill. Thank you for listening to me. I feel better just being able to say this to someone.